everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Pit Lane for Season 2, Episode 1. And today we're going to be talking about the first two races of the season. So we're going to be discussing Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's get into it.
Okay, who wants to take the start? Since I'm the only one who probably has any notes, why not start with the Red Bull versus Ferrari we've got going on now?
I wasn't expecting it, not
No.
gonna lie. I was not expecting Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen to be the two fighting for pole.
And despite,
Me neither.
Mercedes, they say every year that they're not going to be on top form, and they said it this year, and I was like, no, they say it all the time. It'll be fine. They'll be up at the top.
They'll be sandbagging. They'll be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that discussion in another Discord. We said like Mercedes can literally be saying that they're gonna be bad, and no one's gonna believe them until they're actually that bad.
Until they prove it, yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious. We had a good laugh in that Discord.
That bad, and everybody was like, no, they're not. No, they are. Well, they're not that bad, but they're definitely
but
not.
They're like third or fourth power behind Haas.
Imagine, I would not have expected that. If you told me that last year, I would have gone, no, you're lying.
Yeah, but I have something written down about Charles and Max. Do you think that it's gonna ruin their friendship?
No.
The battle they have going on now, is it gonna be another Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton with everyone crashing each other out and like amazing crashes, but also like the greatest racing of all time?
Oh, maybe not so much this season. I think if it carries on long term, maybe they will start to hate each other. But this season, I feel like they'll stay relatively close.
Do you think there's the possibility of Max getting quite annoyed as it goes on, and just pulling some stupid moves at some point? But I think Charles has matured quite a bit. I think he's mature enough to deal with it. I hope.
The two do have a bit of a history going on with them. It's just an incident.
I knew it. Oh, brilliant. Oh, bless them.
Well, yeah, but coming back to the Red Bull versus Ferrari, we also have two very good Spanish-speaking and very good-looking second drivers at Red Bull and Ferrari. Do you guys think they will play a role in the title fight, or do you just think they're going to be wingmen to Charles and to Max?
Well, despite Charles obviously being up there at the minute, I'm still rooting for Carlos because I need Carlos to win some races, to be honest. So I'm just hoping that it doesn't end up being like, the typical let Charles pass and whatever. I hope not. I hope Ferrari are better than that this year, but I don't know. We'll see. And poor Checo is,
Checo got robbed with that last race, man. He got robbed.
Oh, he did with the dummy from Ferrari. Oh, brilliant.
Like, who would have thought he's gonna pit and the safety car comes out in the next lap? Come on, how much bad luck can you have?
That's tough.
He would have taken the win. He would have taken the win without that stupid safety car.
Oh, he would have. Yeah, he would have definitely.
Poor Nicky just putting a car in the wall again and gifting Max another win.
He's good at that. We've seen that one before.
Latifi.
Yeah, unfortunately. That crash didn't make him look particularly good. That was pretty much a sudden loss of talent.
I don't think Latifi is looking too great this year anyway. I think...
No, but the Williams sucks. The Williams is like the slowest car. It's worse than the Aston Martin, and the Aston Martin is like, to describe it with the words of Stroll from a radio message. What did he say? Like, he's scared of going the pace that the engineer told him to go because he knows the car will kill him.
Oh no.
To be fair, I haven't even, the only thing I've seen of Latifi or Albon, neither of them, they just haven't given them any screen time at all. And then Latifi was in the wall. No. That was it. It was just...
As I said, they both retired in Jeddah, did they not?
Yeah.
I think. It's not going great for him.
No.
Albon went a bit under the radar. I didn't even realise until the end of the race. I was like,
yeah,
where's
the graphic came up.
I mean, like we know that like we had a bit of an Ali Nol moment in Jeddah with 3 cars like dying in the matter of a single lap. It was
Absolute
like
madness.
all hell breaking loose there in Jeddah. I mean, we did
I
have
know,
that
I'm
in
just waiting
Bahrain
for
when
it.
like a lap longer and we would have lost Yuki in Bahrain as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't have been long before Yuki called it quits as well.
Even though the both Red Bulls had the same issue. The issue on the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly in Bahrain was from a different cause, or well, the cause was the same with the fuel pump, but it had different effects on Gasly's car. It just fried the electronics, and on Max and Checo's car, the fuel pump just died.
Turned his car into a barbecue, as he said, didn't he, at the end of the race?
Yeah.
Bless him.
So next point I have on my notes list is the Mercedes struggles. I mean, we kind of talked about that at the start already, but we also have like the Mercedes customer teams who are also stuck with like the worst power unit for the
Can we
next
just say,
4
I have
seasons.
always said, right, if you go back through the podcast, there'll be multiple times where I've said this. George just has the worst luck. And I said, as soon as he goes to Mercedes, everything's going to go downhill for Mercedes. And was I wrong? No, I was not. So poor George is now stuck. I mean, it's better than Williams, obviously. But it's still very disappointing.
He's like stuck in no man's land. There's just like no one around him. He's like he hasn't overtaken a single car in Jeddah. He was just driving his own race the whole time.
George,
And there was no one around him.
it's just so gutting for him. Like, it is so gutting. I mean, if it had been last year, he could have literally come into the first race and been on the podium. But
yeah, but now like he's just driving in no man's land and doesn't even get any TV time, unless it's like messing up a pit stop or something like that.
And then Bottas is just soaring through, just loving life.
And then retiring because the AlphaTauri is fast, but it's like super unreliable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a thing we've seen in testing already, given how Bottas like stopped on the last lap of when they had the practice stars. It was like a super funny moment. FIA red flagged the testing session because they wanted to do a race start before the lunch break, and like everyone was lining up. Then people were still coming out of the pits, so they aborted the start and they had another formation lap, and just Bottas' car just died. Going like 20 around the track, Bottas' car just nope, I'm done. Bye.
He didn't have much luck in testing, did he? Bless him. Didn't get much out of it.
No team actually did. That's why we didn't see particularly many long runs in testing, because like the fuel pump issue, that's an issue all teams had. Like the fuel pump is just utter garbage this year because it's like a spec part that every team has to use, and the fuel pump itself, the electronics are casted in a resin block inside of the fuel tank, and due to the vibrations from the porpoising or bouncing, the casing would crack and have fuel destroy all the connections. That's why we had so many fuel pump issues during testing.
So I had no idea. Like, I saw nothing. I didn't even like look at anything. So I had no idea what was going to happen. I watched the first race and I was utterly confused. I was like, what is going on? Like,
we all were like, it was crazy.
It was madness.
Coming back to the other two Mercedes teams, we still have Aston Martin and McLaren.
Oh, McLaren, bless them. They've gone from being up there to not there.
Being in the gulag. They suck. I mean, their cars, like, every Mercedes customer team just struggles so much with their car. I mean, not only is the Mercedes power unit just bad, apparently, because they're like 10 kph slower on the straight than everyone else. Like, the Mercedes cars are always the slowest on the speed traps for whatever reason. And
like last year, I was, they had a pretty decent year, so I kind of expected them to get. I thought they were slowly on the rise. I think everybody expected them to be in the points at least. Would have been nice.
We all got our hopes up.
And then there's like Aston Martin, who are the perfect example of throwing money at a problem doesn't fix it. I mean, you
doesn't.
can't
I
expect to
mean,
just throw $240 million or euros or whatever at a team and expect them to be good. That's not how things work in Formula One.
I guess Seb back this week. We haven't seen
Yeah,
Seb.
we
We
do.
I'm
do,
very
but
excited.
he's not gonna make a rocket ship out of the car on that track. I'm sorry. He's a good driver. I love Seb. He's my favorite driver, but he can't make a rocket of that piece of shit. I'm sorry. I mean, it looks amazing. The Aston Martin is the best looking car, but it's just
Oh,
slow. And it's chunky. It's like the heaviest car.
It
Well,
is a
It's like,
nice looking car.
yeah, it is very nice. They did a very good job of making it nice. So that, that was something, but I don't think that was the intention. Really, it's not what they
yeah,
were
no. I mean, it
wanting
looks
to do.
fast, but it's like super slow. It's
Complete
ridiculous.
opposite.
I know everybody was looking at it and they were like, "Oh, this is like one of the better cars. Like this is gonna be so fast. It's gonna do so well." This
Yeah.
is not.
It would be better if the power unit wasn't garbage.
Was half decent.
Yeah.
To be fair, they could probably swap with Haas at this point. Haas are doing very well.
Haas are up there.
Haas are really good. It really shows that they're that's actually the next point. Good that you're talking about that. Haas, the new McLaren.
Yes.
Yeah.
K-Mag, I love it. I love it.
Return of the
brought
Mag
K-Mag back
and Mick being up there, even though Mick had a bit of bad luck with that spin in Bahrain and like the crash in qualifying.
Yeah, but at least we know that there's a possibility of seeing Mickey in the points. There's.
I really hope so. I want him to get a podium.
Yeah.
Holy crap, man! I want to see that guy on the podium so bad.
Haas on the podium. Oh, that is just.
I mean, it's
Next level.
nothing unreasonable. They've started out great in 2016. Like when
Yeah.
they first joined, K-Mag got like 5th. Was it K-Mag or was it Grosjean who got 5th in like the first race in Australia in 2016? And then they just
Yeah.
I mean, just like Ferrari basically. And now Ferrari's back and Haas is back because they're like super closely related.
They took the time they needed clearly, and they got Mazepin out just in time to have K-Mag.
That's like the perfect strategy. Use Mazepin's money,
Use
fire
Mazepin's
Mazepin,
money.
and get K-Mag back in the car. Boom. Killer team. Back
in
They
the point.
yeah. Okay. Return of the Mac. We had that. Got in the car. Was fast. Perfect. Mick. I mean, he needs to stop crashing. Seriously. I mean, we give Mazepin a bad time for spinning and crashing all the time, but Mick in his 2 seasons in F1, he's ranked up so much.
Yeah.
Crash dollars. I mean, when he's driving the car and not crashing, he's extremely fast. But like, yeah, don't crash that much, please. Especially destroying everything on the car.
A lot of mistakes, but hopefully we'll just keep our fingers crossed that from this point onwards, the first 2 races went great, but from this point onwards, hopefully it'll get
better than ever.
Yeah.
Okay, the next point I got up here is like everything else. I guess we really talked about everything from those races. Maybe like the whole situation with the drivers not wanting to race in Jeddah. That was a bit of a clusterfuck.
That was bizarre, yeah.
Like, I mean, the gist of it is like, as I understood it, and as most journalists understood it, and as like team members have reported, the contract between the FIA and Saudi Arabia is like the following: either you race, or you get held at the airport and be stuck there for hours if you don't race. Because like there was in 2019, there was a situation with WWE where they canceled the event because of technical issues and they couldn't reschedule it in time. So they canceled the event and the government held their plane at the airport for 6 hours without water and food.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think it was quite obvious that a lot of the drivers didn't. I mean, if Seb had been there, I think Seb would have said something.
Seb would have started a riot.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of a riot. At some stage, none of the drivers wanted to drive anymore until like the FIA and like the team principals got involved again.
I just think it was a bit strange how they came out and said that it was safe and it was completely fine. It was the safest place they could be when, I mean, they said the safest place they could be was at the track. However, they then have to leave the track to get to their hotel and come back. So
and it is also rumored that Lewis Hamilton didn't sleep in Jeddah. He was flown out after qualifying. He apparently boarded his plane and flew to Dubai to sleep in Dubai.
Oh.
But it wouldn't surprise me, to be fair.
No, of course not. Holy no. Hell no.
If
If you're
there's
like the
somebody that
richest
is
guy,
going to do that, it's Lewis Hamilton.
of course, he's not gonna shit around with stuff like that. If he doesn't
He's
think
not
it's safe,
risking
he's the hell out of there.
it.
And like the picture I have in my head was like, when they all came back from like the meeting with the FIA, and like all the team principals were walking together, and George was walking in front of them alone with like the most pissed face I've ever seen on George. Dude, he was mad.
He
He
looks
was
so
mad.
mad.
And like Netflix following him around. I was like, we're getting great content. We love this. More of that.
More drama for next year.
Also on that,
Just like, yeah, I have no
Yes.
idea. Kind of avoiding it a little bit.
I haven't watched Drive to Survive after the first season.
I watched it all. This season was not the one. They tried to make up so much drama that wasn't there.
Yeah.
No. They tried to
mean,
make
they-
Lando look like a
They
really bad
tried to
guy.
that's Lano's like one of the nicest and most genuine people
Yeah.
on the grid, and they made him look like an absolute dick. Like,
They
what
made
the
him
fuck?
yeah.
Max said that, like, he literally came out and said that he'd seen that bit of Lando, and he was like,
Yeah.
like, he's so lovely, and that was why Max didn't want to be obviously on it. I just think it's a bit, I don't know. I mean, it's great, obviously, to, you know, for people to find the sport through it and things. Even people, you know, people hate that's a thing, but I think it's great. It's bringing new people in, younger people in. But then it's not great when they're finding it through that and they're kind of making their opinions based on that.
Exactly.
Based off of it, yeah.
Yeah.
With like, I always want to be Drive to Survive to be an actual documentary about what makes Formula One and the greatest motorsport in the world. I don't fucking care about artificial drama. just dial back the drama, maybe that much drama, and give me all of the juicy stuff, all of the car stuff, all of the team principle stuff, and none of that artificial made up crap.
None of the fake stuff.
We'll go film it for them. We'll do it for them.
I just give me a
That's
documentary about the sport. I just want a good Formula One documentary.
Yeah.
Mm.
It could be so good. They just need to not twist it.
Like I love the first season. The first season was amazing, just purely because of Gunther. I mean, come on. Don't you fuck dare smash my door.
Don't you fuck smash my door.
I want more of that, but that was like also already on the edge of like too much drama, but it's so juicy. I want that, none of that fake rivalry. Doesn't matter with
we had like the Dan and Max, but I think it was a pretty accurate
that was accurate. They hated each other at the end of the season. And, like,
it really did.
Danny was not feeling well in that team, and he said that in multiple interviews that he was treated extremely toxic.
Yeah.
And so said Gasly and Albon. They all said that they're Albon didn't say it because Albon is still pretty
little poster boy.
Yeah, and you can clearly tell that he's still managed by Red Bull. With Gasly, not so much. Dude, Gasly spent facts, man.
Did I not see that he's got Red Bull on his helmet? Because I was very confused.
Alex, yeah, he does.
I was just thinking, how have they, how have Williams allowed that? I was quite confused when I saw it. I just thought.
I mean, it's more like, how did Mercedes allow that? But
well, yeah.
Quick summary of like the DTS we've had. DTS, more documentary, less drama, please. Thank you.
A lot less drama.
Okay, then the next thing we have is the Las Vegas Grand Prix and the general Americanization of Formula One.
So I'm very excited. I don't really care what people say. I am very excited. It's going to be great.
It's a Saturday race as well, isn't it? Not Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, it's Sunday it would be a Sunday for us.
Is it Sunday for us?
It is a Sunday for us. It's like Sunday at 6 a.m. for you and like 7 a.m. for me.
Yeah. Very early. I think it might be even earlier than that. It obviously depends on what time they do it, but...
No, the race is going to be at like...
It's a night race in Vegas, so...
Yeah, so it will be early Sunday for us.
It's going to be like, the race is, I think, at 10 p.m. local time in Las Vegas. So it's going to be...
that'll be like 4 a.m. here, maybe.
No.
I don't know what...
Las Vegas has 8 hours to you guys.
Is it 8?
Like 6 a.m., and 7 a.m. for me.
Bad. That's okay. That's not too bad.
I
But
mean,
I
if
mean,
they would have done it at like on a Sunday at that time, it would have been on a Monday morning at 7 a.m.
Oh,
And that's why
yeah,
they
no,
chose to do it on a Saturday because they
yeah.
didn't want to lose like 99% of
Well,
European audience.
I feel like it makes more sense to do it on a Saturday. Like Vegas is obviously very party oriented. Like I feel like that makes more sense anyway.
mm.
I would 100% go to Vegas to watch Formula One. 100%. I
They're
think
Not,
definitely all going out after, aren't they?
I would go if the tickets weren't like $800 for like
yeah.
general admission. And that's like the same for Miami. Like we want Formula One to be approachable, not like $800
It's so
expensive.
expensive, yeah. Like they want to bring like more new, younger fans in, but none of us can afford it.
No. I mean, I guess there's rich kids that can afford that,
Oh,
but I can't.
definitely is, yeah.
And
But
I'm definitely not the poorest kid in the world.
no, definitely not the poorest, but I'm not.
But like even 800 bucks for a ticket, that's 2 months of work for me.
It's just a lot for like a weekend. I don't know. Like I'd pay a lot of money to go and watch Formula One. However, obviously it's some of the ticket prices are just ridiculously expensive. But
Mm.
for what
The
I don't
cheapest
want to say for
race
what it
on the
is because
calendar, the cheapest race on the calendar is always like Austria. Their
Mm.
general admission for like the grandstand grass tickets, whatever, was like 80 euros for like Sunday and like 170 for the whole weekend.
like
It's doable.
But that's still really expensive considering how I can get
Yeah.
DTM at Hockenheimring for like 80 bucks for the whole weekend with paddock access and with grid access. Like, hello?
I'm gonna have to fly over there because I cannot afford Silverstone tickets. That's for sure. I just look at them and I
No.
know. Just no.
DTM Hockenheim is amazing. I'm gonna go there this year and like Formula One in Austria. Like maybe next year if I have the money and if I can find someone who's gonna go with me. I don't want to go alone. And my
Let's all
dad's
do
like,
a big
nah,
we'll
Be on
do a
the
big team trip, yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna go
take
camping
up.
beyond the Pitlane camping trip in
Let's
Austria
do
with Formula One.
it.
Sounds like great fun.
It
I'll start
actually would
saving
be a
now.
good laugh.
That it would. I think that'd be great.
It would
Start
definitely.
saving now.
Just document the whole thing.
Yeah, that
A
would
big
be a
like
lot of
weekend
fun.
vlog out of it.
We can clip this and come back to it. Maybe not next
Definitely.
year.
As the
At some point.
intro for that video.
Yeah. See? It'd be great. Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, okay. Like, but coming back to the Americanization of Formula One, I don't know. I mean, it's cool that the country is getting so involved in Formula One now after they haven't been for several years, really. But like 3 races and 2 of them in the parking lot are, I don't know. I mean, the Las Vegas Grand Prix does look fun. It's like an incredibly wide road where they're driving on. Like it's a freaking Las Vegas Strip. It's like 4 lanes wide or what? I mean, it's gonna provide good racing. Let's be honest here, but it's still like it's not approachable, and there's still a full continent that doesn't have a single Formula One race with Africa, like excluding like the Middle East stuff with like Bahrain, and they have way too many races anyways. Like there's how many races are in the Middle East? Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. They had Qatar last year, but it's not on for this year. Abu Dhabi. They have like 4 races in the Middle East within like 800 kilometers of each other.
Can we add that they're also like the most boring tracks?
Well, yeah, no one
Yeah.
needs. I mean, Jeddah is cool because it's fast, but it's like Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is a shit country.
Or it's
Dangerous.
back on the calendar this year, isn't it?
Saudi Arabia?
What?
Saudi
No,
Arabia is
Singapore is
Jeddah.
back on the calendar, isn't it? Yes?
Singapore is back, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Asia.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
very
later in the
excited.
season.
Singapore is, yeah. I mean, the track
But
is meh because it's like super tight, but
I love it though. It just looks so cool.
it
Just the
looks
whole
good.
I just love it.
Singapore is an amazing city.
But with like I've seen so many people complaining obviously about 3 races in America. But America is such a big place, right? That if you look at the 3 races in America compared to the one we have in the UK, it's not really that different. Obviously, yeah, you can
But
say
that argument could be made about Australia too.
Yeah, well, kind of, but like I just
Do you know how long it takes to get from Melbourne to like Perth on the other side of Australia, where Daniel is from?
I have no idea.
That's like that takes a day.
But it takes so long to get to Australia, even. Like, I couldn't even.
Well,
yeah. I'm so excited. Just so.
Okay. I think we had enough discussion of that.
Yeah.
General thing, excitement for the track, not so much in general because too expensive. And America.
America.
Hate Americans.
Okay.
Do not hate Americans. I didn't mean that. I just, yeah.
I don't hate Americans either, but yeah. The way that America looks at Florida is the way that the world looks at America.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Let's carry on. Last point I have on the notes is what's ahead in Melbourne. We have Melbourne. We have Australia back after 3 years.
Back!
Yay!
Danny Rick's got his home race back.
Katie is thinking of something to say. I can see it in her face.
I don't know. I'm very excited, but I don't know. Australia is not my favorite track. I'm very excited that it's back, but I'm just not.
Australia is amazing. I love that track,
It's
especially now that they've made some changes to the layout. Like it's super fast. It's so fast.
I am very excited to see Danny Rick back in Australia, but
how many shows is he going to do this weekend? Next weekend.
Well,
I wish McLaren
when this video goes up, it's like this weekend. But
this weekend.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it's Sunday.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I hope the race is gonna be good on the revamped track, and like the track is so fast. Like they've taken out that hard braking zone with that double chicane before they had in the fast left-hander, and it's like a super fast right left and onto the that bent curve that goes into that chicane where you always see the cars flying by from those billions of clips of that.
It would be so nice if McLaren were doing as well as they were last year for Dan to.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Let's be honest.
It would be nice for Dan to.
It would be good.
Get some decent points, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let's see where he is. He'll be too busy doing shoeies anyway.
I mean, yeah. Let's hope. Yeah, if he gets on the podium, he'd probably do a shoey, but I don't think he's gonna get on the podium unless it's like a crazy race and like not McLaren, like Ferrari and Red Bull just crash each other out, and Mercedes is stuck in strategy nightmares, and yeah.
We can dream. We can dream.
Exactly. So this concludes this week's episode of our podcast that has yet to be named, I guess. We don't even have a name for the podcast. Whatever. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. As always, best comment will get pinned. We'll see you in the next episode after the Australia race, probably. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.